What is up, guys? What is up, my friends? What is up, compatriots? How are you guys doing today? I hope everybody's having a great day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing. I hope you are loving yourself and loving the ones you are with. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about a movie. Let me check my notes. This is 1976. We're traipsing around back in that fine year. And this is called The Oily Maniac, directed by, oh my goodness, this is Meng-Hua. So there we go. This is a Shaw Brothers film, guys. And if you know anything about the Shaw Brothers, we're in for a treat. Hit that like and subscribe button before we get into the kung fu goodness. Guys, okay, first, let me just make a blanket statement. If Lloyd Kaufman was around in the mid-70s and owned a motion picture company and lived in China, this is what he would make. This is Chinese Toxic Avenger, guys. This was absolutely absurd in the best possible way you can imagine. The plot of this is there's a guy, he gets hit with some toxic waste, right? But it's like he's like a were person, right? You get a werewolf bites somebody, they turn into a werewolf on the full moon. This cat gets hit with some radioactive nonsense, and he can pour diesel on himself and turn into a toxic waste sludge man who avenges the weak, man. It was incredible. I see this guy, and here's the thing. It's the mid-70s. It's Asia. They have very few moral scruples. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of TNA in this. There's a lot of, like, sacrificial stuff from, like gang members and stuff like that. But this guy just, like, he'll hear about something or he'll witness something and he'll run and, like, they're doing construction. He'll jump in a barrel of toxic waste and pop out the tar man. I'm thinking, like, Return of the Living Dead tar man, right? When I'm watching it, but that's not what I get. I get something that is, I mean, it looks like if you took the gingerbread man from the horror movie Gingerbread Man and you melted him down and charred him up, that's what he would look like. That's what this dude looks like. And let me tell you about the Meng-Hua's directing talents, guys. This dude, so you know how back in the old black and white days, things like that, 1920s, if they're doing something and they need to, like, show them running faster, it's like you can tell the film is being fast forwarded. They're like, yeah, that's what this does. This guy does that to show the superhuman speed and stuff. And you're just watching a guy in a burnt up rubber tar suit jump on top of cars and up fire escapes and, like, roll off the top of a car in some kind of awkward fall, but it's all sped up to make it look like he's going fast. Freaking awesome, guys. This is one of the best absurd films I've ever seen in my life, simply because of the premise of it. I'm watching, and like I said, he's a vigilante tar man. He sees a young girl being accosted by thugs in an alley, and he'll go up there, like, he tries to protect him as the dude, right? He tries to protect him as just lo mein. But no, you can't, because you're weak 4 on 1. But then he gets to that petrol pump and he takes that, and I'm thinking, oh, he's about to self-immolate and go run in there and do something. Nope. All of a sudden, he just, like, he hulks up and werewolves out and, like, just changes into a tar man and goes up there and, like, punches fiery holes in people and stuff. It is just absolutely just gnarly. One of the best Asian, like, 70s, one of the best Shaw Brother films I've ever seen. In fact, after watching this and talking to a few friends of mine about the Shaw Brothers, I think that I am due to get a Shaw Brothers box set of some sort, whether it be their kung fu films, whether it be silly stuff like this. This was just a treat. You know, it's always, maybe not necessarily always, but you know it's a good time when you're laying in bed at night and you're trying to fall asleep and you throw on a movie and your wife hears the 70s funk, right? You're listening to it, slapping the bass, and then she's like, what are you watching? And she pulls her eye thing up as the tar man is rescuing a topless woman from some thugs. And she's like, what are you watching? And I said, You know it's always a good time when the person, your significant other, your partner, says, "What are you watching?" Because you know that you're watching something unique. You know it's not something they were expecting. It's not something I was expecting. I was not expecting Chinese Toxic Avenger when I hit that play button, but I was there for it, all in after the first like 5 minutes, because this was an absolute treat, guys. I highly recommend the Oily Maniac. You can find it streaming on AMC Plus. You can find it streaming on Shudder. You've got options, guys, and it is worth your time. If you want absurd, absolute silliness, this is something you should definitely check out, guys. That's it for the Oily Maniac. Hit that like and subscribe button for me on the way out, guys. And as always, I'm going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them, my friends. Peace out. God bless you, and I will see you soon.